fans, you made it. Welcome to another episode of This Week in the Blues. I'm your host, Jimbo Big Train Matson, with Big Train and the Locomotives. So let's take a look at what happened this week in blues history. Let's start with swamp blues guitarist Swamp Fox Tony Joe White, who was born on July 23, 1943. He's best known for his 1969 hit Poke Salad Annie and for Rainy Night in Georgia that he wrote but was first made popular by Brooke Benton in 1970. He also wrote Steamy Windows and Undercover Agent for the Blues, both hits for Tina Turner in 1989. On Friday, July 24th in 1964, the Newport Folk Festival featured blues artists Mississippi Fred McDowell, Elizabeth Cotton, Sleepy John Estes, Yank Ratchell, and Hammy Nixon. This and other festivals helped revive careers of a number of blues artists in the 1960s. Guitarist Sylvester Weaver, a pioneer of country blues, was born on July 25th in 1897. He's a significant yet under-recognized figure in blues history and made his mark as one of the first recorded blues guitarists. Weaver began his career in the 1920s when the blues genre was beginning to gain commercial recognition. Weaver recorded Longing for Daddy Blues and I've Got to Go and Leave My Daddy Behind with the blues singer Sarah Martin, probably on October 24th in 1923 in New York City. 2 weeks later, as a soloist, he recorded Guitar Blues and Guitar Rag, the first blues guitar instrumentals. They are the first recorded country blues and the first known recordings of a bottleneck-style slide guitar. Here's one for the history books. On July 27th in 1958, researchers from the Esso Gas Company warned that tuning into rock and roll music on the car radio could cost you more money. They said the rhythm of rock and roll could cause a driver to be foot heavy on the pedal, making them waste fuel. Blues guitarist Mike Bloomfield was born on July 28th in 1943 in Chicago, Illinois. He received his first guitar as a teen, and he and his friends began sneaking out to hear electric blues on the South Side's Fertile Club scene. He spent time in those Chicago South Side blues clubs and playing guitar with such bluesmen as Sleepy John Estes, Yank Ratchell, and Little Brother Montgomery. He solidifies his reputation on the strength of his work in the Paul Butterfield Blues Band. And finally, Jimmy Duck Holmes was born on July 28th in 1947. He's known as the last of the Bentonia Bluesmen, as he is the last musician to play the Bentonia School. Like Skip James and Jack Owens and other blues musicians from Bentonia, Mississippi, Holmes learned to play the blues from Henry Stuckey, the originator of the Bentonia blues style. Holmes is also the proprietor of the Blue Front Cafe on the Mississippi Blues Trail, the oldest surviving juke joint in Mississippi. His 2019 recording, Cypress Grove, was nominated for a Grammy, and I was lucky enough to meet him and spend a little time with him. We just covered some of the highlights here. If you want to know more about these artists or other things that happened this week in the blues, be sure to follow our social media pages or visit our website at bigtrainblues.com. We'll have a new episode next week. We'll see you then.